A focused fool can accomplish more than a distracted genius. So what is focus and why is it important? So focus to me is basically the ability to use all of our mental energy on one specific task without getting distracted. So if you think about distraction, it's quite literally the opposite of focus, right? It's allowing outside and external things to catch your attention while you're trying to narrow in on a specific task and get that task done. The reason I think it's so important to talk about focus and distraction nowadays is because I've noticed, me personally, that I'm very distractible when my environment is set up a certain way, and most of my peers are as well too. And I think when you look at what's the one variable that separates high performers and high achievers and really anybody that gets anything done in life and people who don't and kind of stay stuck in a certain place, is the ability to focus on specific tasks that are going to move the needle forward. So the main point I want to make before we jump into how to prevent distraction is that we're all distractible 24/7. Our modern lives are kind of designed in a way where we have things that are pulling our attention all the time, whether it's, obviously our phones in our pockets, but not necessarily just our phones. It's what are the messages coming through our phones, the social media apps, the marketing tools that companies use to target us, to get us to purchase things, and even just other people in our lives that we're just so accustomed to getting calls and texts from, and then just soaking up all of our attention. I think that when I think about what's stopped me from making the most progress, it's other things pulling my attention when I'm supposed to be focused on a specific task or thing that I'm supposed to be doing to make progress in a goal in my life. So I just want to jump into this real quick and how to prevent distraction, because this is something that's been super useful for me. So if you're like me, and if your environment is set up in a certain way where if you don't prevent distraction, you won't focus on the things that are most important to focus on, then you need this information in this video. So there's pretty much a 5-step process to prevent distraction. The first step to preventing distraction is actually just becoming aware. What is distraction and what's distracting us. So right off the bat, some common things, I already talked about it, but your phone, dude, there are certain things that you can do to prevent your phone from distracting you while you're trying to work, while you're in the gym, which something I'll note too, it's very common now if for a lot of people who go to the gym multiple times a week to just constantly be on their phone, have your fucking earphones plugged into your ear all the time, just blasting music. And then when it comes to the end of the workout, I don't know if you guys have had experience with this, but I certainly have, where it's you kind of didn't even put your full focus and attention into the workout because of the things that was the music or the podcast or whatever that was blasting in your ear. I've been experimenting with going headphoneless in the gym recently, and I will just say that my pumps are so much better. I'm way more focused on the lifts. I'm actually tracking the lifts. So it's even little things like that, tweaks you can make to make way faster progress, even in something that you weren't even thinking about making progress in, which is the gym. If you kind of been just stuck in a certain place with your physique or with your gym progress the last couple of years, try to experiment with this. Now, if the main reason that you go to the gym and something that gets you amped up about going to the gym is putting in your headphones and listening to the music that you love, by all means continue to do it. But if you're somebody that would go to the gym anyways and still has the habit, and then your gym, is already blasting music, it's kind of overkill to be, on the phone the whole time, picking songs and different things like that. It's pretty much like we're talking about in this video, a distraction. So that's just one example. Another thing too is the phone while you're working. That is killing you guys. I know, because it's been killing me as well. Whenever there's a deep work task that I have to focus on, if my phone is near me or in the room, it's gonna either slow the task down by 40-50%, if that, or it just won't get completed in that session, which is if you think about that over the span of time, that kind of distraction, it compounds our focus in the wrong direction. So we're not able to get things done. So I would encourage you guys to try to think about what you can do to eliminate everything that is not the single focus thing that you're trying to get done. Even when it comes to my personal life and when I'm, home from work and just trying to not necessarily unwind, but maybe disconnect and eliminate distractions at night, which is like, if you think about anything that's happening after 8 or 9 p.m. on your phone, it's pretty much useless anyways. You're just either screen sucking or having pointless conversations because anybody's at that time is too tired to talk about anything important anyways, especially if it's just like the same old people and same old friends from your family. One thing that I've done to kind of prevent those things from happening is I bought this, this is a time lockbox. So basically what I do with this is, it's like 20 bucks on Amazon. I put my phone in here whenever two times I put my phone in here when I'm trying to get work done for a couple hours. I'm able to pick how many days, hours, or minutes I want to leave my phone in there. So I'll pop my phone in there for like 4 or 5 hours at a time when I'm trying to get some work done. And then I'll even pop on like a timer. But even like at night, I will put my phone in there at 8 p.m. some nights, or like 7 p.m. and I'll just like have dinner and kind of leave my phone out of sight. And it has been excellent for me as far as like eat dinner, do my night stuff, routine, and just go to bed. Because there's literally no other distraction that's gonna keep me up scrolling, waiting on other people's messages. What are other people's concerns that I need to jump on? All that stuff, if you think about it, it can typically wait till the next day. Excuse me. I know there's in some cases there's emergencies and things like that. And if it is a true emergency, you don't call me, call 911. I'll pull up eventually, and the final point I want to make is, once you're, becoming aware, anticipating the distractions, using the tools that we talked about, is figuring out what else to do in the meantime, right? So if you have a single task that you need to get done or you want to get done, whether it's, working on your business, even, being on a date, focusing on your partner, or, going to the gym, whatever it is, that's what you're doing in that time. And I encourage you to track how many times your attention gets pulled away. If you even keep like a notepad handy, or I encourage you to track how many times your attention gets pulled away and just kind of bring it back in, right? This is what the whole concept of meditation is useful for. Being able to become aware when thoughts enter your mind and try to manipulate your attention and divert it from the task. It's a cope. It's your mind coping with the pain or the discomfort of the task. And that's normal. That's fine. But I encourage you guys to just think about this whenever you're trying to make progress in a specific task or a work session or whatever it is, even when you're with your family, your kids, things like that. The most beautiful thing in life is having 100% full attention on a specific task, having full engagement on a specific task and a specific moment. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's something that I've been thinking about, and I think it's going to be the difference maker for me this year in 2025, is just being able to block out all outside forces that are not the thing that I'm 100% focused on in the moment. Thank you guys so much.